I used to think the fear of death would get louder as I got older, that it would sit closer to my bed, breathe nearer to my ear, and make every birthday feel like a warning instead of a gift. But strangely, it didn't happen that way for me at all. My name is Margaret. I'm 90 years old, and the truth is I only stopped being afraid of death a few years ago after misunderstanding it for almost my entire life. When I was young, death felt like a thief hiding behind doors. I first met it when I was 12 and my grandmother didn't wake up from her afternoon nap. Nobody prepared me. One day she was brushing my hair at the kitchen table, telling me that patience makes a woman beautiful. And 2 days later, people were speaking in soft voices and wearing dark clothes and telling me she was at peace, which sounded suspicious to me. I remember thinking that if peace looks like that, I want no part of it. From that age on, death felt like a sudden eraser. It rubbed people out mid-sentence. In my 20s, I tried not to think about it. That's easy to do when your body works well and mirrors are kind to you. Life is loud in your 20s. There are jobs and dates and buses to catch and small dramas that feel enormous. Death only showed up as a distant rumor, something that belonged to old people and newspapers. I told myself I would understand it later, the way we postpone difficult books. Then I became a mother and fear changed shape. It was no longer my death that frightened me. It was the idea of leaving my children unprotected. I would stand at their bedroom doors at night and feel a strange ache in my chest, realizing that love makes you vulnerable to time. Nobody tells you that clearly enough. Love is not just warmth, it is risk. From then on, death felt like abandonment. I didn't fear disappearing. I feared not being there when I was needed. In my 40s and 50s, death became mathematical. I started counting years without meaning to. If my mother lived to 82, what did that make me now? If my father died at 76, what did that predict? Every funeral became a mirror instead of a window. I listened less to the eulogies and more to the numbers. Age turned into a quiet accountant in my mind, always subtracting. What made it worse was how people talked about it, always in battle language, fighting death, losing to death, cheating death, as if existence were a courtroom drama and death the final verdict. No wonder I was afraid. I had been taught to see it as defeat. In my 60s, I started waking up at night with a specific kind of panic. Not loud, not dramatic, just a cold awareness. One day, this will end. Not the job, not the house, not the season. This, the whole experience of being Margaret. I would sit on the edge of the bed and touch my own hands just to feel something solid. I never told anyone about those moments because they sounded ungrateful. I had a good life, a steady marriage, healthy children. What right did I have to be afraid? The turning point didn't come from a sermon or a book or a doctor. It came from a chair by a window and a Tuesday afternoon that looked completely ordinary. I was 87, recently slower, newly dependent on a walking stick I resented. My closest friend, Eleanor, had died 3 months earlier. We had spoken almost every day for 40 years, and the silence she left behind was not poetic, it was practical. No one to call when the soup boiled over, no one who remembered the old neighbors' names. Grief at that age is different. It's not explosive, it's spacious. That afternoon, I was watching the street from my chair, seeing people rush past, as if speed could bargain with time. A young mother was trying to fold a stroller while answering her phone. A delivery man was jogging with 3 boxes stacked against his chin. Everyone looked like they were negotiating with minutes. And a thought came to me so calmly it almost felt borrowed. Nothing here is being taken. It is being completed. I didn't argue with the thought right away, which is unusual for me. I usually debate everything internally like a stubborn lawyer, but this one settled instead of fought. Completed, not stolen, not erased, completed. I started testing the idea against my memories. My grandmother. Was her life stolen or completed? When I remembered her, I didn't see interruption. I saw fullness. Recipes, sayings, habits, the way she folded towels. It was whole. My friend Eleanor, did she feel erased? No, our story felt finished, not torn. I realized my fear came from imagining death as interruption instead of conclusion, like a book slammed shut mid-chapter. But most lives are not like that. They are more like long letters that reach a final line. You don't call the last sentence a tragedy simply because it is last. That shift changed something physical in me. My chest felt less tight. My breathing slowed. For the first time, death moved in my mind from attacker to finisher, not an enemy, an editor. I began noticing how everything in nature ends without panic. Evenings don't resist night. Trees don't argue with autumn. The resistance seemed uniquely human, and I understood why. We are conscious of the ending while still inside the story. That is both our burden and our privilege. Later that week, I asked my doctor a strange question. I said, "In your experience, are people more afraid at the very end or before it?" He smiled in a tired, honest way and told me that most people are more afraid in imagination than in arrival. He said the mind screams louder than the moment. That sentence stayed with me. I also stopped asking the wrong question. All my life I'd been asking, how do I avoid death? When the useful question was, how do I finish well? Those are not the same project. Avoidance produces anxiety. Completion produces attention. Finishing well, I discovered, is made of small behaviors, saying the affectionate thing out loud instead of storing it, leaving instructions instead of mysteries, forgiving faster, labeling photographs, telling the truth about old conflicts, passing down recipes with the reasons behind them. These are not grand gestures. They are stitching. They close the fabric so it doesn't unravel after you're gone. My fear reduced in proportion to my honesty. The more complete my conversations became, the less threatening the ending felt. Unsaid words are what make death look cruel. Spoken words make it look natural. There was one more piece I had misunderstood for decades. I thought the opposite of death was life. It isn't. The opposite of death is birth. Life sits in the middle, holding both hands. Once I understood that, death stopped looking like a violation and started looking like symmetry. I won't pretend I never feel a flicker of fear now. The body still reacts sometimes in the dark hours before morning, but it no longer rules me. The fear passes through instead of building a house. If you are younger and listening to me, I want to tell you something gently. The goal is not to stop thinking about death. The goal is to think about it correctly. Not as a thief chasing you, but as a boundary giving your hours shape. A song without an ending is just noise. The ending is what makes it music. I sit by the same window now at 90 and watch the same rushing street, but it no longer looks like panic to me. It looks like paragraphs, each person mid-sentence. Each day a line added, no one late, no one early, just in progress. When my time comes, I don't imagine a door being slammed. I imagine a pen being set down. And if you remember anything I've said, remember this. Fear fades when you stop asking how long you can stay and start asking how fully you can finish.